Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Worthless Wisdom, the show, and you're watching Worthless Ones. I'm Josiah. It's a show with worthless questions and even non-existent wings. Yes. Today, we're joined by Cal. He is someone who has undergone a life-changing transformation, losing a whopping 50 kilograms over the course of 3 years. Currently, he is creating content here on the internet on a mission to maximize his potential. Cal, welcome to the show.
Hi, I'm Cal.
Hello, my name is Baymax.
Papa.
How do you feel about coming on the show?
I'm excited that the camera just died.
Mm.
I think
Yeah,
the
what the
camera
heck?
just died.
Okay, we now are discarding that camera.
Beyond the sea.
I would like to apologize on behalf of the camera. The camera had to leave. We let it go very unfortunately. Salute. Moving on. My first question for you is, why do you live?
It's not my choice to leave.
Mm.
I think the first thing that came to mind is didn't plan to leave, but since I'm here, still figuring it out. But the right answer and the answer I enjoy saying and would like to believe is just make it interesting. Make it personally grow out with movies, games, with storylines. Just try to make the story arc of my life interesting. So that's why I'm breathing every day and haven't self-exit.
I see.
Self-exited.
That's a very nice way to put it.
Mm.
So, you've mentioned movies.
Movies
So, what are some films that really impacted you in your life?
impacted me.
You can think early childhood, even.
Mm.
Movies wise, I would say in general superhero movies, but particularly Spider-Man, the
Spider-Man.
trilogy, Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man.
Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man,
Yeah,
okay.
leave an impact in the sense that remembered it the most, and it fortify the belief or the identity that I like to be the main character. In the sense that like I also watch shows like Dragon Ball Z, like those animes or cartoons, like The Last Airbender, all this. It fortified the belief that I like to resonate with the main character, the more innocent, the less like you know, for people that watch, have you watched Hunter x Hunter?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it's called Hunter x Hunter, but yeah,
is
besides
it?
the point. Yeah.
Basically the Gon kind of archetype instead of the Killua type. The more innocent but like with a good work ethic and good like talent or whatever, like strong skills, instead of the like very dark, very cool type. More like the
More moral
yeah,
character.
more like Goku rather than Vegeta.
So protagonist rather than antagonist? Question mark.
I'm not sure how do they consider as antagonists because they have a lot of character
Like they're like a
development.
I know they're
Changes
like
I think.
anti-heroes also, that sort of thing.
Something like that. The
Yeah.
anti-hero archetype where it's cool, the lady killers, the one with like tattoo up guys, you know,
Tattoos up, guys. What?
those with tattoo sleeves and stuff. Those very cool lady killers.
Lady killers.
I'm more with the bear mode. I don't know, the dangerous but just there to protect, like won't harm people. Since young, so Spider-Man is kind of like the more friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. It's not like Batman dark.
Yeah, tragic backstory.
Yeah, go around breaking people's arms and stuff.
I suppose with the creation of Spider-Man, let's say, Stan Lee was trying to find an everyday sort of teenager, a normal person who with work responsibilities, everything, and then give him abilities, and then with great power comes great responsibility. And he's most of his story arc is trying to figure out how to balance his work, his duty, moral obligation as a hero versus his day-to-day life, love, that sort of thing. So what Spider-Man is really afraid of is perhaps losing his loved ones. And I want to ask you what it is that you fear in life.
Because I would like to say, like, in terms of, as you are talking about responsibility, I realize that as I'm growing older and learning how to be like proactive and take responsibility over your life, admitting that you're wrong, being able to change. That's what like most of us self-improvers started with, just taking responsibility. I can change my life. I need to take action. After I learned that, it's like opening up the Pandora box. There's no going back. I can't be suddenly saying that, oh, I can just watch, like, just binge watch shows for days. I know that I'm just escaping that my duty as a man that didn't choose to be here, but
You
it's
have the
still
privilege of
responsibility.
being here. Yeah.
I guess what I fear in conjunction of what I realize is that I will either go too far, take responsibility, try and find out what I can do to the world, then I don't get to live, I guess, like the traditional, the more normal, less contrarian way of living, like having a spouse, having kids that just stay in the 8 to 5. All this is like very hard to achieve, and to take the contrarian route, like after you take responsibility to want to live an interesting life, you don't know whether you can have it all. You can have all the goods, the benefit of having all this stability and having a life that is just interesting. Like you wake up every day having new things, excited about meeting new people, this sort of thing. You get both.
So is that your fear, being unable to maintain that balance between both?
More of just, I guess the root fear stems from uncertainty. So what's going to go right or wrong? I guess we can all delude ourselves, this will work. Like we just find a way to make it work. But what if that delusion or the way, I guess the fear is just, if I delude myself or whatever, do I miss out? I guess missing out I think you talked about it before, you quoted Chris Williamson, like, you're always missing out on something. You're always FOMO over
Opportunity
something.
cost.
Yeah,
There's
opportunity
always
cost.
something you're not doing to do this
You
right now.
you go to a party instead of working. What if that one night of work just make your business take off, build the momentum that gets you the life that you want? What about the party? What if the work doesn't have any value and
what if
the
you met the
party,
love of your life at a party?
Yeah, and that could be so valuable, like meeting someone that is so comparable to you that wants to live forever with you. Like,
it is the multiverse theory that every single choice A, choice B you make can branch out.
At this moment, there's an infinite possibility of universes of like what I'm doing currently, who I am, what race I am. There's an infinite possibility here. But you just boils it down to like making decisions, especially bigger decisions. I think the fear of uncertainty is there. Yeah.
And let's say a partner, a more feminine partner, typically wants decisiveness. So having the fear of uncertainty,
so
you have to be okay with making that choice, even though it may be perceived by many others as wrong.
So. Also the image thing, like the fear of uncertainty is there, but you cannot convey it to a lot of people, like except for your core group of friends. But even then, it's not a good thing to just keep voicing out and not do anything about it. So that itself, like fearing of looking like a bitch, for lack of a better word, like you fear of this.
Fear of others' expectations of you.
And I guess we all know the answer to solve this. Just courage. Just still do it despite not knowing, and just be present, and anything you want, take recruit agency into your life.
but the application is hard.
Application is hard. Theory is easy. Like we always say, easy to just say stop for 2 hours, but actually doing the work, still hard.
Okay, so playing devil's advocate, let's say. Have you watched the show Lucifer?
Yep.
Yes?
Yeah.
So I
Lucifer.
think you know what question I'm about to ask you, but tell me, what is it that you truly desire?
Okay. Not coming back. I don't think this will come off as a broken record, but I'll take the risk of like copying others or like you from.
I don't think there's much original sort of thought there.
Yeah. But I would say validation, but one layer back is still love. Yeah, probably is some sort of like attachment style or childhood thing that makes that stand out a lot more in terms of like amongst all core desires. But the what I desire most is it's the same answer as you. Acceptance, love. Yeah, being validated of people you care about and you want them to care about you. Yeah, without condition, which is kind of
impossible.
It's kind of impossible.
Yeah. So you want something that is impossible to obtain.
Okay. I want something that cannot be obtained.
Paradoxical in a sense. For as long as you live, maybe.
That sounds like a shitty life to live.
Doom and gloom. Oh, so sad.
Thank you guys for watching.
That's the end. Okay, I'll take a step back now. I think we went quite deep. Now let's go, instead of deep, let's go back to the future, back to the past. What is your earliest memory?
I think memory is memorable. So I think if I would say earliest, it could have been, I imagined it out by looking at pictures. I would say when I was 2 or 3, I came from Malaysia to Singapore because my father works here. And I walked through, should be when I was 2 years old, I walked through the temperature detector thing because it was SARS back then. Yeah. So I think I remember seeing like the temperature sensor, they point a camera at you, then can see whether you have a fever or whatever. Yeah.
That was 2001 or something?
2003.
Oh, 3.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think I was 2 years old. Yeah. So I think that was my earliest memory, seeing all the stars and everyone wearing masks. The mask part, I'm not sure I just imagined it or not, but I think I remember seeing that walking through the custom and stuff after I exit the plane. Yeah.
How do you think you were feeling back then? Or can you remember how you felt?
I guess it's just novelty. Like, oh, what is this? This is cool. At that point of time, I don't think we have much like emotions. Because like not much reference experience or like causality. Like we don't know seeing these, what does it do? What matters? So I didn't really think much. Just everything was cool back then.
It is your first time experiencing things in the world.
Yep.
To have that as your first conscious memory is pretty unique, I would say. I don't think many people would even have that encounter with SARS. To phrase it in a very not apt way.
Yeah. Have you heard the music video or the Singaporean version, SARS is the virus? I think it's the Phua Chu Kang. They made a song, SARS is the virus that you just want to minus. Have you heard?
I have not.
Okay, then different generation.
We'll play it after this, yes.
That'll be the intro of this. No,
Yeah.
no.
Intro the guest with the song.
We get copyright strike.
Yeah, let's see. If it is, then we will have it. We will not have it. If it
Mm.
is not copyright strike, we will have it. So, how was your childhood like overall?
I'll say there are good times and there are also like darker times. Like personally, because I was from Penang and it was a totally different lifestyle back then. Going to school, the schools have like blackboard, having friends that were in a Chinese school as well. So it's like the vibe was totally different. The floors were just a bit more run down because in Malaysia, Chinese schools are usually funded, are like private organizations, not funded by the government. It's by alumni or donations or whatever. Like that's how it was like funded, or like school fees and stuff. So it was not like the culture shock is when I came to Singapore. The primary schools have like stick tiles on the floor,
The standard of
whiteboards.
living just raised.
Some rooms, some classroom, like during P6, I even have aircon because the time it was like haze and stuff going on. Then we have aircon classrooms for like a whole year. Yeah, so it was a massive change in that sense, but it was I would say it was simpler back then.
Yes.
Yeah. There's still pressure in terms of like in Malaysia, Chinese is still very kiasu. Like we still get a lot of homework. I used to do back then, like doing homework till about 10, 11 as a primary school kid I don't think it's something common. I don't think that's what kids are supposed to stay up till. Like bedtime is like 9, 10. Yeah, I was like staying up. But I was also procrastinating watching like Hokkien dramas. Yeah, like Taiwanese dramas or whatever back then. It was simpler and there are a lot of like connections still. I was more because I watch all those like main character, whatever. In school, I will call myself the gang leader. Yeah, I recruit people. Like actually, like, I call myself Lao Ta.
Triad boss.
Yeah, something like that. Then I will make friends, make connections with people. There was a guy, back then we were all kids. He was from the I guess the behind classes, the less studious, whatever. But suddenly I think he jumped in front. But he was like I guess naughtier kid, like has a lot of like gang and stuff. But somehow I like convinced him to like come out to
become
me.
an underling.
Yeah.
Wow.
But because I was also always like big size, in terms like I have fats and stuff, more round, taller than others at my age. So I am able to, the size does help of gaining their respect. But it was very interesting in the sense that I'm able to just like make up stories on the go. Like, just make life a bit more interesting in that way. Make movies come true. But there are also dark times. Like getting exposed to pornography at a younger age. And there's a lot of like instability because my father works in Singapore and I was with my grandma, my mom, and my brother in Malaysia. So there's a lot of like uncertainty going on. And I think my parents or like my mom had a more anxious attachment style. So like when it is activated, you know how anxious people, when they are activated, it goes a bit unstable. Sometimes it will be very, very hot. Sometimes it will be cold. Sometimes I'll get caned. And by the way, in Malaysia, getting caned is like a very, very normal thing. Like to the point that in school, I'll get caned like mad. Like my ear, the way teachers will punish us if like we misbehave or like screw up some homework, even bad handwriting, my ear keep getting pulled to the point that at the if a few times this happened, the ear will have literally have a tuck sound. Yeah, it was that bad. Then afterwards, you were like just, yeah, it will just hurt
Feels
for a
off.
while. Yeah. Then you will just get cane. Like the teacher will just
Ruler?
actual
cane.
cane. Yeah. Then there were like different thinness. The thin ones hurt more because of the pressure and stuff. Yeah. But at home, like if I misbehave, I'll get cane. Then my brother had a bit of, I think he was slightly dyslexic, but we didn't know. So he would have problem trying to learn spelling and stuff. And even back then, like my mom will get pissed off because like it's hard to like you lose patience when you teach the whole list of words one by one. He is able to like recite. Then you go back to the first word, he totally forgot about it again. Then I would like stay at the staircase, looking at him being punished. I would laugh. then my mom would chase me up the stairs to like punish me for laughing as well.
But
Yeah.
you didn't, your family, because obviously awareness, diagnosis, all that was not as prevalent, especially maybe in Malaysia. So none of you knew.
I think back then without internet, no one really knew anything about all this as well. It's like I'm not saying all this to blame anyone or anything. It's just no one really cared about like whether there is like a natural dyslexia or what attachment style, all this like pop psychology that recent years then brought into attention. We didn't know
No
any
awareness.
of it. No awareness. I think that was just, in a way, it's more simple because like Pandora box not open. You're just living. You're just surviving.
But with ignorance or many unconscious things comes many problems.
But the problems back then, I guess like it snowballed into all the like how I was like 2 years ago. Just easier to just avoid change. Easier to just stay in your comfort zone and degen your way into life. Yeah. But I would say my childhood is interesting because I think the move from Malaysia to Singapore itself was fruitful in its own way because you see the change in culture. I have to make new social circles, make new friends, new environment. Then I had the exposure of just being in an environment that a lot more dangerous. Like, because I'm bigger size, sometimes my house didn't have in Malaysia, like we all live in landed properties. We didn't have a auto gate. So I have to, as a bigger kid compared to my brother and the older kid, I will be the one responsible to go and unlock the gate so that my mom can drive into the garage. Yeah, then even back then that will feel a bit dangerous because I know like they will have to, it's a normal thing for survival's sake for I guess like Malaysian kids to be taught how to protect or like how to look out for danger because anytime a bunch of, I would say, malicious actor, yes, we just come in and like rob you or put you at like threaten you with a knife or whatever. That's scary. I've seen it happen in front of my eyes as well. Like someone, as we are eating, motorcyclist came down with a helmet on, snatch, run. Like he will pretend that he's taking out his wallet to go and buy cigarette or whatever. Like just pretend that no one expect anything, then just snatch and go. Yeah, so it's like we know the dangers and being alone, going down the car for like a few seconds, I have to like rush a bit, get a bit anxiety going on. Then coming to Singapore, the contrast was that safe.
Culture
it's
shock.
just safe. Yeah.
A lot of culture shock. So
I get to see both sides.
So you grew up in your early childhood with quite a lot of instability. Your father was working in Singapore, while your mother was with you and your brother in Malaysia. And in Malaysia, it was generally more, there was more danger, exposure to danger in the surrounding. How do you think your perhaps relationship with your, even as an older brother,
Mm.
has impacted the way you are now?
I think definitely one thing is I would like to take initiative more. I would have, as a big brother, you want to take the risk first, or like, I guess like trailblaze, be the leader in that sense of trying new things. So I'll be more open to learning new stuff and trying it out, and not just so that first is the validation of like from our parents, like they'll praise you, or like they will see me as somebody more mature. And since young, I was always the more mature person, in the sense that I would be aware of what's going on in my surrounding, and I would just go home after like kindergarten and whatever and just report to my parents. I know what's going on. Like, in the sense, I'm not just like, oh, just play, like mindless kid. Yeah. No offense to if you're a mindless kid watching. Yeah.
Go home, report. This is what give an exact list rundown of what
I would
happened.
say that like if a teacher, I remember a teacher slammed a kid on the floor. Okay,
Whoa.
so I make it sound like it's a normal thing, but no. Then after that, I would just like say out loud, like, oh, this kid misbehave or whatever, then this will happen. Stuff. But that kind of trickles down into how I behave nowadays. Like, I would do the things that are more that can get me to stand out. And the danger part of that is sometimes I would take the path of least resistance, taking shortcuts, trying to
get ahead.
Yeah, I guess that's why I like to watch self-improvement content. I think that I'm getting ahead without doing the work. But the realization starts to come in recently. Yeah, but it just makes me into somebody that wants to be someone more, desire more, wanting to be someone more capable. I don't know. I think most people would want to be more capable, a better person, someone that can offer more value to the world. Because like we watch shows and stuff, there's like the value. There's like what society tells us to do. So that
save the
humanity,
world. Yeah.
We all want to save the world. Be the avatar. So that I guess everything comes together to who I am today. And what I'm even doing this for. Like, I don't want to try to sound like I'm better than anyone. Although like by saying that, I'm really priming everyone to think that way. But I would just say that it's not easy to be setting out all this, committing to this, and just doing it. And just seated down, sharing about anything, putting your thoughts and opinions out there.
Being open, vulnerable.
I don't think a lot of people will take that step. So for me, my childhood kind of pushed me to do all this. That's like
risk-taking.
Risk-taking.
You're able to muster up the courage, the strength to push on.
Oh, make
you sound so nice, sir.
Yeah.
Oh, you're welcome. Flatter you.
Words of affirmation.
Yeah, words of affirmation.
I love language.
Really? What is your
It's for you to find. Any girls watching, please. Okay.
On the topic
cut the part.
On the topic of love, what are you looking for in a relationship?
Sex. Nah.
No? No sex?
No, I sworn like I sworn an oath of just what's the word called?
Celibacy.
Yeah, lifetime celibacy.
So you're gonna be a monk when? Ang?
Basically, a monkey. Yeah. I mean, sex is one thing, but of course, commitment first, then sex.
Commitment first.
Yeah. So I'm looking for a potential mother of my child, of my kids. So not necessarily already having the values, but the potentiality of getting there. So like cannot be someone close-minded. Just willing to learn together, grow together. I think it's not hard to find that. Then apart from it, it's just, I guess, having a type and
For physical attractiveness?
physical attractiveness for sure. And probably I like to share this, is like I like girls that wear specs. Like, I know it's a weird thing to share, but I think it stems from first my parents wore specs, so it's like it resembles your close one, whatever they're showing you love. Then next is like when I was like in P5 or P4 in Singapore, I was in a childcare, like after school childcare. Then there was a teacher that like cared about me and like would make me like soy pudding and stuff. And she just experimenting and stuff. And she also wore specs, so maybe that's what contributed to it. I'm not sure.
The nurturing people in your life.
Yeah. So in that sense, be
There is some-
spectacled.
Be
Girls.
spectacled. Have worse eyesight. Get myopia.
I mean, a lot of them, when they wear contacts and stuff, they look as good as. I'm not saying that they look good in both. Yeah, but in a different vibe. Yeah. So there's something about specs.
And I think
Physical attractiveness.
the global or even the local trends are supporting you in terms of myopia is going up.
Oh.
They got
People
it
are
back.
getting blinder and blinder every day.
Blind.
Yes.
Success.
Cause for celebration.
Talking about blindness,
Mm.
what do you think is your largest insecurity? Your main one?
Blindness and insecurity. Okay.
Blind spots.
Insecurity. I think it's a mix of like physical appearance, because I was like fat. More like image. I think image is an insecurity. Like, as Chris Williamson put it, optics. How I am shown to the world, how the world perceives me. That's one of the biggest one. But also it stems from the fear of like not being loved. I never had a intimate partner before. A girlfriend or whatever. So it's like there's an insecurity that, oh, can I even get into a healthy relationship without like ruining somebody else's daughter's life? That is one of the insecurity also. Yeah.
That is that shows that you care, which is, I think, one of the most important things.
But it still stuns like the esteem to go on and get it. I guess like, taking that risk, even though I am not sure if the returns will be aligned with what I want. Yeah.
You cannot really ever know. And it's like, are you ready for it? Can you ever be ready, or is the best time now?
But we try lah. I still try.
Try
my best.
That's what matters.
Yeah, but if you were to ask me about like love and intimacy, don't really have a lot of experience. Yeah.
Love and intimacy.
Relationship wise, bad experiences.
Okay. Then let's take a step back and talk about your social acclimation. Would you say that you have, throughout your journey, your life journey, have you had many people in your life who, sorry, let me rephrase. Have you had exposure to many different people in your life of perhaps the opposite gender?
I would say not a lot of friends. think it's more of like it comes in waves. When I was a kid, I would have those like small little mini like romantic being shaped around. I would like hold hands with like some like very, very far relatives or like family friend, like my parents, friends, daughter. Like those more like just having fun around, flirting, like very, very young, you know. It's like those innocent kind of like just like, oh, we watch on the screen, that's what like hold hands or
just
these sort of things.
emulating.
Then when it comes to primary school and secondary school, it became more like obsession over one crush at a time. We talk to several girls, like no issue with speaking to girls. More like just never really have like a close circle with them. I would just spend my after school hours just playing badminton, running around, cycling with like guy friends. So not a lot of female friends that stay in my life. Don't have any commonalities in terms of interest as well. So don't really have like friends in that way. But I will always like obsess about like one girl at a time, or like sometimes maybe two. Like, yeah.
Okay, I see. Polygamy?
Sorry?
Polygamy?
No.
No?
None of the above.
None.
Just shifting a bit of focus elsewhere.
It's not having one-itis, two-itis.
Yeah.
Better.
How
Two-
to solve one-itis.
Two is better than one.
Yeah.
That's a larger number better person.
Yeah. Then poly, I was in an IT course. So in tech, not a lot of options. And yeah, not a lot of options. Yeah, the girls that either not attractive, like I'm sorry, but I'm not attracted. Okay.
Them, yes.
I'm not attracted, or the girls that are taken. Or I'll be too afraid to approach. Or from another. Okay, I would like to take responsibility. Back then, I was also slowly getting, like my year one, COVID haven't happened yet. Do we need to censor that? No.
Nah.
Yeah, it haven't happened, but I wasn't doing much. The autonomy of like going to join different classes, meeting new friends. I also didn't know that was what I needed to do. Didn't have a direction.
No one pushed you towards doing that.
Yeah, but I just didn't do much with that. After that, lockdown happened, so it's just at home, just eating my feelings away.
Once you lost the ability, then you're like, oh,
yeah.
It takes losing something to realize how much it was worth your freedom.
And the pain of not having love, intimacy, not chasing, but like going out, meeting new, talking to girls and stuff, getting the experience.
In real life.
The pain, I dealt with it by just leaning into me having the access of pornography. Like literally two taps away or 3 taps away from seeing like what you want.
Yeah.
And millions of girls online.
We have
different shapes, different. Yeah, there's just
access
everything.
to they're like a king in the past or something, right?
Way more than
Way
them.
more.
Yeah. So it was easy to just escape that pain, and it just became worse, more shameful. My identity started to shift towards, I'm a creep and stuff. The point that at one point, it's hard to say, but at one point in poly or what, I almost became like I guess I did, but like I would like sneakily try to take picture of a girl that I find attractive from behind. Didn't upskirt anyone, but I would say it's as bad as that.
The intention was there. Like,
intention. Yeah. The only reason I didn't do it is I was just afraid that I would get caught. Yeah. But I would like just secretly lower my brightness and stuff to a point now when I hold my phone, I will try to cover the camera because I'm scared of being perceived, because at that point of time, I perceive myself as a creep. So now I scared that other people perceive me as a creep. Although like, it doesn't make sense at all. Because like
you are aware of there's an entire subculture of people in Singapore, let's say, who are creepy like that and do stuff like that.
And not to mention, like, I did watch some of the like online videos of like people posting about those and like get off on that. So it's a battle that my old identity and my current identity and how much I've changed. Yeah, that's why even me sharing this, I'm afraid of how the world views me. Like, oh, this guy used to be a creep, cannot be saved, go to hell. Yeah, but
they can just take it, cut off all the contacts, and then just put it out there.
Cancel Cal.
Cancel Cal.
Alliteration.
Very admirable to be vulnerable and open about it, even admitting your mistake.
I guess that was how I even started losing weight. Like when I was like fat, 143 kg, I watched someone else posting a video of them saying that they are this heavy, this height. For people that know him, I think it's called 𝐂𝐿 or 𝐂𝐿𝐍𝐊𝐒, the CSGO streamer / YouTuber. Yeah, he posted his stats of how he gained so much weight. He addressed the elephant in the room, which was him, the elephant. But his height and weight back then was literally identical to mine. He was 140 kg, 180 cm. I was 143 kg, 181 cm. So that kind of got me to take a snapshot of myself at that point of time. I say it out in the sense like how I say it out now. It's a way of telling yourself that this is me now. It's only out from here. The next time you see me or the next time I talk about myself, it'll be way better. I'll be improving. Yeah, so I kind of like faced reality. That's why I'm slightly more comfortable than someone that might be in like still doing this stuff like shameful activities, because it'll be harder for them to admit that they are fucked now. But there's a possibility for change if they're willing to admit their mistakes or admit their shortcomings.
It is maybe living life going to close to rock bottom because you're making a mistake, but then you're not learning from the mistake. You're doubling down on the mistake.
Yep.
And then it gets to the point where you hit rock bottom, and some people never get that
push,
that
shove,
turning point. They don't ever find their way back up, start the climb from perhaps Batman at the bottom of a pit. You had to, maybe through that video, it helped you to expose you to the possibility of a better future.
Of course, it's not just that video. That video did help a lot. It was also like having health issues and the world opening up again. Like that time I had a heart attack scare. Like the story was that for like weeks at the time I was feeling heart pain, like the left side and stuff. Then I would like Google for heart attack symptom. Like they say what half of your body get numb, this sort of thing, because like lack of oxygen or whatever. Like you just feel waves of heartaches. Then one day I went out with my friend. We were going to Changi Jewel to get ginger chicken. And the whole way there, I was feeling a lot of heart pain, and it was a lot more intense than usual. So I was like, oh fuck, today might be it. I might need to actually go to the hospital and like might die. Then that worried me a lot. In my mind, I started breathing harder, but more in the sense I don't breathe out as much. Because in my mind, I thought I need more oxygen, because heart attack basically is blocked. Your artery or something is blocked. That's why you don't have enough oxygenated blood going pumped throughout your body. So I thought like breathing in harder would give me that. Then when I was at the airport with my friend, we were walking through the departure side of, I think, Terminal 2 or Terminal 1 before reaching Jewel. And it gotten so bad that I started feeling half my body numb. I think my upper body. Then there was two police prowlers with like guns, I think pistol or something. Walking, they always prowl around the airport. So I went up to one of them and asked and told them, sir, I think I'm having a heart attack. Can you help me? He said, oh shit, serious? Then he went to the information counter, asked the personnel there to push a wheelchair, and send me to the clinic below for like medical attention.
And you were 140 kg then?
No, back then it was around COVID, when COVID was just first introduced, the lockdown haven't even happened yet. Yeah. Or a bit before that. It was before the whole saga of like COVID-19.
So how round were you for lack of a better?
I already gained a bit of weight. I would say I'm around 110 kg. Yeah. Without a lot of muscle. Yeah. So not super round, but don't look healthy. Yeah.
Because a lot of people, it usually takes health scares, especially for elderly, for them to realize, oh, I have a problem.
Yeah. My body is telling me that I need to pay attention to my health.
But it still went on. So maybe you lost the war in your psyche, and it went continuously.
I mean, that day, that period of time, it was very dark. Like before that, after the first week, I was so afraid that I might like pass on, might exit the world, that I spent like 1 hour. I added myself to a WhatsApp group. I sat on my toilet bowl, like while showering, and just typed out my last words to all my family members and my loved ones, my friends and stuff. I'll like tell for instance, I'll start with like my mom, then my grandma, my father, my brother, then my cousins, my aunts, whatever. Like what I want them to do, what I want to say to them, how grateful I am for them, what they have done for me. So in a way, that was my first journaling session. It conveyed gratitude. It conveyed what I really wanted for people around me. Yeah. So
it's like a Marcus Aurelius. His meditations, he starts off with thanking all his family and everything, those who taught him.
So that was like my way of like my last words and tears and stuff. 1 hour on the toilet bowl, just tapping, curled over. Yeah, but during the day, as I'm getting pushed on the wheelchair to the clinic, there's two things going through my mind. One is that, can this person push me faster? Because they're just like normal walking. I get it, I'm heavier, but I'm dying here.
I'm dying.
The second thing is like, is this the last few moments? I find it a bit laughable. Like that's how I cope when my brain cannot process things that I was just like laugh like seriously.
It's the crazy sort of laughter. You're like, yeah, this is it.
Like this is how I'm gonna go the last day. And at the time even till now, I'm not sure what's after, like what comes after life. So it could just be nothing. And I wasted my life. Then afterwards, they say it shouldn't be a problem. I also called my parents. My not to mention I scared my friend shitless. It's like my friend
death
like,
scare, not only for you, but for
in his mind, it's like I'm gonna witness a death of my friend here. It was very scary. But I called my parents and I may have to apologize that I put them through that. If I have a kid and my kid is telling me that he's dying to heart attack, I don't know how I would react. Yeah, so I got admitted to a hospital that night, and the next morning the doctor said it shouldn't be any heart issue because I don't have any heart condition in my family history, and I was too young. I was like 20 or 19 or something. It shouldn't, like, I have a healthy heart and all the blood tests and stuff. I was like, I got jabbed like, I don't know, like 8-9 times over like one day just to test the blood. You need to constantly monitor. Yeah, then they say they don't know what's the cause, but it could be acid reflux causing the esophagus to be burned by the acid that was pushed out of the valve. Yeah, so I thought about it that day. I actually did eat the asam laksa, super spicy, and like I think like some half a bar or a bar of chocolate or something. The chocolate is also it also upsets your stomach acid a lot. Yeah. So
if you die that day, on your tombstone, it will be death by laksa and chocolate.
Yeah, but it makes sense that it was acid reflux. So I kind of like, oh, not heart attack. So let me just continue eating shit. Yeah. In that sense, I kind of did face near death, but not. I got the relief that I'm not dying. I can continue to escape that I'm getting unhealthy and unhealthy. Yeah. But everything adds up, I would say. Then the final thing on top of the video was that the world opened up. I did go back to the real world, internship, schools. I had to go back. I have to hide myself again by wearing like oversized black shirts, super white shorts, just to cover the fact that I'm like this size. Because I would still like to be perceived as somebody cool. Or before that, in secondary school, I was already watching all the alpha male tutorials, how to dress, whatever, going to the gym. I already did like self-improvement in that sense for the ego. But
You're
after
not like addressing the root cause, which was even like your
like
entire
mental health, wellness in general, what I want in life. I didn't clarify all this, but I found my way there. But back then, when the world opened up, I was just trying to hide as much as myself, while still deluding myself that no one thinks that I'm a loser. And back then, I smell a lot because when you're a big size, you sweat like mad, and it's harder to clean yourself. Like it's just hard.
physically, yes.
Physically hard to clean yourself. So you just think a lot. And I am aware of it and I don't want to. So I have to delude myself. I have to like sometimes I have to face people just side eyeing me or like giving the like disgusted face or whatever.
All these unconscious things that people are doing because they are trying to be nice, but if
I get it.
they
That's
can't
the thing.
control like fake emotion, like reactions to you.
If I were them, I would do the same. Like, but it didn't felt good. But I would have to, at that point, I was just trying to delude myself more and more while still trying to improve slightly more and more. Then one good thing that happened was that I was lucky in the sense when I go for internship, I have to go back into the real world, and my boss, my supervisor, was kind enough for me. I don't know whether he was acting or not, but he didn't judge me that much. He sees the good in me.
The potential.
Yeah. He says that like I'm not mindless in that sense. Like when he speak to me, he think that we can work well together. In the sense that it was a compliment because like I did put some effort into like meeting people, how I show up to the world, what I think about stuff. Like in the sense, I kind of always pride myself in like intelligence or maturity or how I view the world. I think more than others.
Maybe because you're compensating for something.
Yeah.
Could be.
I'm an intellectual worker, not a
Work smart, not hard.
yeah, work smart, not hard. That was always my motto. Like
as if fat and laziness sort of go hand in hand.
Yeah. Like it's the easiest way to cope about laziness is I like to take a shortcut and do hard leverage in the sense, working smart. Yeah, but in a way, that kindness did come through. I managed to build onto that. Started gymming. I was still gaming. I was still eating like shit, but I found a gym. I just started going more consistently. Started changing some of my habits. Yeah, but all these small little things, and not to mention I was tall. I think that did play a part. Like being tall is an unfair advantage in the sense. I'm not saying that if you're short and you're fat and you are like me, then you have no hope. You always have the unfair advantage. Just height thing is easier to show the world. I don't need to spend any effort. I just have to exist.
It is sort of a standard that most people do.
But a lot of short people, they have other advantages, and not to mention short people live longer.
Short people live longer, exactly.
Yeah. So
short kings rise up.
It's not even a cope, it's a fact. And tallness also did help. The height helped me with just whatever I put out to the world, I receive back in that sense that I get the feedback. Like, okay, I'm not that bad. I still got hope.
You're like, you could perhaps actually tower over people. So you had that power, that feeling.
Like bear mode, I'm this big size guy. Yeah.
So your supervisor at your intern, would you say he was one of the key people who really influenced your life to this point? So he was the person who planted the seed or even watered the seed, perhaps your parents in the past sowed.
I think there's always an argument between like people have to do something because the incentive aligned. in some way. So it could be attributed to him or not. But if I were just to take the stance of like, he did help me, which he did, and he put in more effort than he should. So percentage-wise, I would still say he did play a big part. But there are also other factors, like
Many
other people.
contributing factors, but he was one of the
Yeah, like having the right parents, I guess, like they just, in a sense, unconditionally still like give me shelter, give me food, let me just rot my room playing games, doing unspeakable things.
They give you freedom.
Yeah, they gave me that freedom.
Freedom is chaos. So
Then afterward, all the online creators that I watched, although it started with just like how to attract girls, what I should do, like the advice that your father didn't give you, all this. Started with all these very, very surface things, but every one of them helped me in some way or the other to get to where I am today, to escape that. That was what I needed to change, to, I guess, shift the paradigm that I was in. Back then, it was more like endless cycle of just instant pleasure, then shame, then you see the consequence.
a tipping point, and then you change the trajectory of your life from there.
But it's always small little things that contribute. Different people. But definitely my supervisor did plant some seeds that germinates into something, a good foundation to keep going. For me to have the opportunity to even build that evidence, like me going gym every single day, even if I'm just doing like bicep curls and going home, 15-minute gym sesh on a day that I'm tired or not motivated, then all the videos that I watch, motivation, and slowly when 𝐂𝐈𝐍𝐿 surfaced, his daily videos, me waking up, sometimes I will open my eye, before I even open up my eyes, like actually woke up, I will lie on there, play 𝐂𝐈𝐍𝐿's video, check YouTube, play his video, close my eye and just listen.
Allow him to unconsciously infiltrate your unconscious.
I will replace all my habits of like playing games or whatever with going to the gym. Then whilst commuting to the gym or whatever, I will just like, I think you say in your episode that you also have just advice, podcasts, long form content playing in your ears all the time. I replace the people I surround myself, maybe surround myself with digitally in games, into all these people telling me how to change or what they went through, their hardships, what they went through in life.
Kindly hydrate yourself. Water break. So, I have this question for you. Why do you want to make money?
The cop-out answer, which is true, a lot of truth to it, is our parents' beliefs. We associate money with survival, with it's a signal to be able to enjoy yourself, to like we put like going on vacations with your family, having those wonderful moments, those little snippets of life that you look back and say, oh, this is why I live. We associate that with like the money that get us there. We have to pay for the hotels. We have to, in a sense, it's the people, but we can't associate with money as well. Like having a resource to go to those vacations so that you are not like starving.
It's the access to live new experiences.
Yeah, experiences. So in a sense, we all want experiences, but money is like how we get it. The currency, the exchange for these type of experiences, the freedom to even the time freedom to even like go through this type of like the potential of having all these like life-changing experiences. Yeah.
But the not cop-out answer.
the not cop-out answer and more aligned with my goals and purpose is it builds this reserve of, and we all know like money is a strong leverage, like capital is a very, very strong leverage. Having capital will earn you more money. Like if you have a system that you can put in $100 and get back $200, it's just a matter of how much $100 you can put in. So capital, in a sense, having access to a lot of money will just save you a lot of like work, and you're able to enjoy more fruits of your, I guess, like your initial labor.
So time freedom.
Yeah, so you associate with freedom in that sense, and leverage that buys you more freedom. The money is a strong way of getting back value. So I want to be able to have the freedom and the void of stress when I am going through experiences with my current family, my future family, my friends, having access to the world. Like I think I read this, or like I watched these videos a while ago, and I like to tell my friend this: treat money as like a key, and you are able to unlock a lot of doors. But whether you step past that door or not, it's still up to you. Money is just an access key. You still have to walk through the door, you still have to try new things, you still have to push yourself to do these new things. But it gets you a lot of new places if you want to.
Access card.
You can have a lot of money and still just not step out of your comfort zone and just keep working as well.
You have the freedom to even choose at that point. Because like it or not everyone has had hyper successful parents who are able to provide you with, you know, freedom to do whatever you want, unlimited money freedom since you were a young kid. Some people have restrictions and have to go find that freedom themselves.
Yeah. And how I view all this money stuff is that I want the money so that I can have, I guess it's not really direct way, because in my view, if I want my kids, my bloodline to be strong, I need to be a good role model. I need to have good character. And in order for me to have good character, I need to be like, in my mind, it's like money will give you the opportunity to try new things, get new life experiences, which means you're building character. But you are able to build character before you even have anything. Yeah. So in the sense, it's linked in some way, but it's not a direct cause and effect. Yeah.
There is this quote I heard, I might butcher it, but whoever said that money doesn't buy happiness didn't give away enough money. So to what extent do you agree with that statement? And are you going to give away money?
I mean, philanthropy is always like in my list of, like in my vision of my future. Just how I do it, I don't have a direction yet. Because I don't know whether what is the highest leverage. Should I just let my money go to waste, just donate to like non-profit, let them figure out? Or should I start my own? Or like, you know, start a non-profit myself? Things like this. I don't know what to do with that yet. But it definitely gives you the opportunity to unlock a new layer of purpose. So what if I got all my businesses done, then my family grew up or whatever? Why not start a non-profit so that everyone in my family can work in it, then we can have quality time while still doing something good, still giving to the world, still making a positive impact to the people that we are helping through the organization and the people that work in the organization. So there's a lot of
providing opportunities to those you love so that they can even do something, maybe find their point of highest contribution.
So money in that way is an opportunity for you, for me, to give opportunities to people. If that makes sense to people listening, or I think we are on the same page because we watch a lot of the similar content. So it's just about having the resources to build new things that have a net positive to the world. We could have, with money, we can make this podcast a lot better. But I'm not saying that we need to.
But
Yeah.
more importantly, I think in our lives, we want to we don't want to just pour unnecessarily resources into this podcast.
Mhm.
We rather spread it out, use our resources wisely,
Yep.
allocate it to our loved ones, creating memories with them, maybe.
Mm.
And even making money as a means of giving more to the world, having more access to ways to give to the world, leverage through money.
Yeah, but money. I built all these new beliefs about money when I read more books, more podcasts with like people that are been there, done that, and also like a lot of new frames in like how I should view money. I shouldn't like. There's one I think it's like it's about it's better to if you have like money to leave for your kids when you die. It's always better to give them now until you are gone, because the same amount of money would do them so much better now than they will be when you pass on. Yeah.
It's not helping them solve their money problems first.
Yep. It's like also another like is giving them 200K when you pass away, or spending 20K, which is a big sum for you now, taking on a big family trip with all the relatives you love, all your close friends, in a villa, barbecuing, having like just experiences, looking at the stars together, having that few days off. Which one is more valuable to you?
You want to drop a bomb of 200K onto someone who just had the bomb of your death associated with it?
Yeah.
Or do you want to slowly give them, titrate that money?
Because a lot of people say, oh, this 20K, we put it in a good savings account, these returns, the stock market, you'll get this return. But it's the return of that story, that experience more. What you're optimizing for in life. I think a lot of us still figuring that out. What are we optimizing for? What do we want? For me, I'm slowly moving towards. That's the thing. I want to move towards a spiritual, more like lovey-dovey thing. But it's hard because we all have a lot of like preconceived like
things to uncondition in our brains.
Yeah, like we already wired that way. So now I have to like slowly replace the wire to like connect it to something else.
Your future.
And it's hard when life is not just every day just smooth sailing, giving you resources to deal with everything. I don't have good sleep during NS and stuff. So that takes a lot of like the mental toll also. So keeping eyes on the target, that is like something important, and you have to keep trying. For people that struggle, like if you're trying to change, or if you are currently trying to build businesses, money, I think very important to keep your eye on the target. And if you fall, just keep trying. Never give up.
You have to know your message, figure out your message, what it even is, and then from there, stick to it. You have to live it. You cannot lose track of your core purpose, your message, what you want, your mission. Shane Parrish said, "Show me your role models and I'll show you your future." So, who are the main role models in your life? Past and present.
I'll say past and present. One big one is Logan Paul.
I don't fully appreciate all of his character traits, but in terms of just pure work ethic and how creative he can get and what he's doing with his life, experiences that he's getting, that is one big, I guess, characterization of somebody that I respect a lot. Just putting in the work, trying new things over and over again. He got cancer how many times, and he's still coming back and improve as a person. You can see progress, authenticity in the sense that he's not afraid to show the world that he fucked up. That is very inspirational, and a lot of people just see that he's this like childish guy that suicide forest and stuff. But I see a redemption arc that he put in a lot of work in trying, even if it's not fully authentic or whatever. He's still a bit sociopathic or whatever. He's just doing this to buy back. Even that, like, it's still respectable that he put in so much work to get the life that he wants. So in that sense, I also watch a lot of his podcasts, which which is why we are here today.
Every
also.
episode or something.
Yeah,
Right?
every episode of Impulsive.
How many episodes are there?
I'm not sure. Like today's a few hundred.
Few hundred, right?
Yeah.
Crazy.
So in that sense, I respect him a lot. My role model in that sense.
He is the embodiment of making public mistakes, let's say.
Yeah. Growing with the internet. Then there are a lot of like just small role models. I do not really have like concrete ones that I like look up to or paste on my wall or anything. I don't have those. Maybe like for physical, like physique or just physical traits, there are a few of like who I look up to. Like Mike Thurston is one, like bodybuilder, vlogging, traveling around the world, making a podcast as well now, talking to, having conversations with people, having businesses. So I see his work ethic, how much he put into his like looks and stuff, his public image, his businesses, how he earn money, how he provide value to the world. So in that sense, Mike Thurston, then yeah. A lot are creators, I would say. A lot of my role models are creators.
Which is probably why you are also
Yeah.
a creator. No?
Straight that way.
Straight that way. So as a creator, you have a platform. And with a platform comes power, influence, responsibility. How much do you think you are going to allow the view of the outside view of you, or even the knowledge that, you know, children may be watching you, and children, as kids, what do? All you do is emulate what you see. You imitate the people that you watch. How much are you gonna let that affect what you put out to the world, even the creator?
So I think the ideals of being a creator is that I'm able to ground myself in my character, so that no matter what, even if I make a mistake, I would compensate with something of equal value, or I would just do better, and that change could inspire even more people. So character-wise, like integrity, honesty, industry, like working hard, all this. If I'm able to ground myself in that, it shouldn't matter. It will still affect, but like there's also other character traits like courage, or the virtues that is able to just keep pushing myself, even when there are setbacks, or even when the public view of me get negative and stuff. Like,
so have the good, like shine light on the good, or grow the good so much that
it doesn't matter if there are bad.
It offsets the negative impact.
It's like, what would, like, if Logan Paul went through Suicide Forest, came back being the most hated guy in the world, and now he's still getting a following, people listening to him, building a platform, building multi-billion, I think already multi-billion
Yeah,
hydration brands.
Prime was like billion, I think, 3 billion.
Yeah, just sponsors. Yeah, like building that, coming from that rock bottom in a sense. I think it's just about trying to do the right thing, and like having the honesty that you don't know anything, but you're just trying, and you have bad intentions. Of course, like there are like a lot of scam allegations on him now, stuff. Like, try to do the right thing. If I don't know whether moving from here, like I don't want to speculate too much, but what I would do if I were to put in these type of scenarios, like if I put out something that is out of greed or whatever, I just need to admit that I was wrong. Yeah. Then find ways being accountable of that mistake. So if I put out something that somehow harms someone, admit the mistake, find out how to do better and do it. Yeah. And sometimes the how is who can help me to figure out how to reverse and like maybe grow from this mistake, like turn a mistake into a growth opportunity. Yeah.
So would you dare to make that a promise, a public promise even?
I mean, that's why I am not afraid of just saying stuff that might get me cancelled, because I don't have the intention to harm anyone. Of course, like now, very easy to say.
Intentions are
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
actions are the one that matter.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, haters gonna hate. I think we talked about haters before also, and we discussed about haters privately as well, because in creation world, I guess getting hate is one of the thing that you have to really be comfortable with. And we are all learning, we are new. So we talk about this a lot. So people that hate you started projecting their own insecurities, their own fear, their own shortcomings, or their own lack of courage or whatever. Or they just don't know you enough. It's like, I think there's this quote or this saying that anyone that you don't like, if you sit down and have a conversation with them to the point that you know a lot about them, you probably won't hate them. I paraphrase that so much, but
it's fine.
Yeah, but the gist of it is that if you really truly know someone, know their story, know their motivations, why they wake up, really know them,
If
understand
you know
them.
exactly everything that happened in their life, maybe even.
I don't even need exactly. I think just need
a rough idea.
Yeah, of like maybe 60% of their whole worldview. You probably won't hate them already. Like no matter how Karen they are, or how stubborn or whatever.
If you even know like what they've gone through in a day, like having the awareness that they are another being, they've gone through an entire day of problems, ups and downs.
You will tolerate them a lot more instead of just
have more compassion, understanding, empathy.
Yeah. Empathy was one of the traits that through me growing up, I always have put it in my area of focus. It's something that I keep coming up, like somehow even when I was in primary school in Singapore, like after I learned the word empathy, I started like, this is a very cool thing. Like learning about somebody trying to think from their shoes.
Yeah, there's some video of some kid like wearing the shoes. Like,
Is it? I don't remember. But I think it's cool to be able to forgive someone and forgive yourself through just being more empathic.
To forgive. To understand is to forgive.
But in the sense, it does have some like negative impact. Like if you can forgive everyone, then it becomes a bit harder. Like sometimes it's better, objectively speaking, to use the negative emotions to get momentum and stuff. So if you can forgive everyone and that becomes your default setting, you will only have you only have access to one part of the field in a sense. Like if somebody wrong you, if you have the negative emotion like, oh, this guy, yeah, that's why I think empathy is not, you have to separate like understanding them from their perspective, but still doing the right things. Like if you need to punish, you still have to punish.
Holding them to a better standard than what they are like currently are.
Yeah. Like for instance, if somebody stab you in the back, like not figuratively.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Yeah,
Thank you. I was imagining someone said.
No. If someone stab you in the back, you'll feel anger, but you try to forgive them because you try to understand what motivates them, but you still have to punish.
And you still have to get hospitalized. Because if not, you're gonna die.
Yeah.
It is. That's like I think forgiveness is not a one and done sort of thing. You have to because people will keep making mistakes.
Yeah.
Acknowledging that and knowing that you have to exercise this muscle of forgiveness, maybe
Sorry.
70 times 7 times, let's say Jesus has a parable about this, but yeah, you have to just keep exercising forgiveness, the gift of forgiveness. Empathy.
But even if you can fully forgive someone, sometimes you still have to, in my opinion, you have to still punish them for them to learn the lesson. But maybe do it with empathy in mind instead of doing it out of just pure rage, pure revenge. Avengers.
Yeah, all the resentment, hatred,
Yeah.
the dark triad.
So that's my ideal, trying to forgive people, not have that negative emotion associated with the punishment that I would give, or if I cannot give, I'm fine with it. I'll let go. I'll try to let go at least. So that, in my view, if somebody wronged me and they are like a shithead, for lack of a better term, I just hope that life teach them a lesson before they have gone too far. That I just remove my responsibility for helping them grow, so I don't punish them.
Maybe you are not the person to teach them the lesson.
If I punish them, think of them as somebody that is not as wise as me. Oh, sounds so egoistic, but yeah. But try to pass on that wisdom. I try to explain to them what went wrong, or why I feel this way, and why this punishment could have been worse or something. Like, help them understand what they have done and how it affected me, and why I do what I do. Yeah, I guess that is like the ideal.
At the right time also, because context.
So for haters, ignore and hope that their life gets better, they become less bitter. If not, nobody else will appreciate them in their lives.
Yeah, kill them with kindness. Kill them with love. You mentioned ideals. We're going to come to the tail end of this show already soon. But I want to really give you this platform to share your vision for the future. So an ideal, best case, the dream outcome. If you could maybe not snap your fingers, but immediately you cannot. A bit. 10 years from now, or even the end of your life, whatever time frame you want to set, your ideal future dream.
10 years. That's a long time.
I will describe that vision in different areas of my life, although they are interconnected. For love life, a partner that supports my vision, that hits the ideals and respects. Okay, I won't go into that again. Yeah, but
respect.
Basically, growing together, lots of sex,
mutual growth, a lot of love. Okay, yes.
Basically, helping each other to grow and able to let me lead and allow me to lead. I think a strong woman is able to bring out the leader in the man. Like, it will challenge them enough, not too much, not too little, to the point that you grow together, become to have the life that you want together. Like, I always say this, I guess this vision in my mind, how it will look is we are both co-captains of one ship, moving towards a direction that we both agree on going. If the direction still, or our idea of where we are going change, we will talk it out, gain tools, take help to realign that vision again. Then we have our kids are also on board until they are like their own people. Then we have friend groups, close friends. They are just ships alongside going towards the same direction. And some might deviate, might join us back. Some would already be in front and we fall out with them, then push them together. There's a lot of ways to describe this fleet of ships, but that was always my vision, having a co-captain. So in that sense, I thought about kids. 10 years time, the ideal will be already have kids. Sounds okay, it's just a direction. It's not like I am sure I want to have kids in 10 years.
A lot can change in 10 years.
A lot can change.
And based on your partner also. Sort of thing.
But having kids to also grow as a father, having the character, just trying to be the role model that they deserve, trying to build the bloodline, starting with the next generation, and having the friend circle, like now going to social circle, to make this a reality. Having people that are like-minded, that are keep each other accountable. Like if you are this fleet of ships, sometimes I think of it as like, if I'm about to do this bad habit that can have a lot of like negative impact, I just have to think, what will the people in my tribe, what will the people in my friend circle, my brothers think, or how will it
impact them?
Yeah, because you are really like the chain is because of the weakest link.
A chain is only as strong as
Only
its
as strong as the
weakest link.
weakest link.
Yeah.
So if you are the weakest, you bring the whole group down, the standards of the whole group down. If you have a degenerate guy in your group is only as good as that guy, like actually. So you want to push one another, and it keeps you accountable. Like if I'm about to binge eat, I still binge eat sometimes, but if I'm about to binge eat and that eating session could have been avoided, then I will use this group of strong people that can keep each other accountable. Yeah. And the idea also, when we have kids, our kids can learn from one another, then we can teach them together, get the best resources for them.
A community.
Yeah, community.
A safe, nurturing environment for them.
We already get health like in check. We know where to source what kind of food, what kind of water to drink. No plastic.
So the problems that they face are not health problems, not money problems at an early age.
Give them the opportunity. Yeah. And of course, for a personal thing, I will have the character in 10 years' time to handle all this, whatever that I want, create systems in place to keep them in check. Like law of entropy, basically have a way to deal with that.
Maintain order.
Maintain order in my health, my finance, love life, my role as a father, my role as a part of the tribe, of the friend group, of
a leader perhaps even.
Of the brotherhood. Yeah. Leader or not, I think there's a separate. I think it's always better if like we are leaders in our own realm, but come together to create this like of different dynamic.
Democracy maybe.
It's like I'm good at health, or you're a biohacker, then I'm good at maybe marketing. Then somebody else is good at computer or maybe medical science or something.
Language, arts, science.
Yeah, then just come together as a group.
Math.
Just teach. Our kids will have so much exposure to people with great character and like have some sort of like expertise in something.
And controlling their like maybe usage of the internet, everything, because not forcing them like exposure to the entire world. Very dark, gloomy perhaps world. And
the direction is, if I have kids in 10 years' time, I would probably be settled down in one, maybe in Singapore, maybe not. But I definitely want to migrate at some point with the kids. I want them to expose different culture like myself. I feel like that will bring a lot of agency into their life. Because for me, when I make new friends, learn about new things, learning kind of like a new language, from like switching from Chinese to trying to speak better English, that was tough also. Then that's why I want to be able to move. At least I want some sort of stability, but also a change of environment for them. Then if I still don't have kids, only have a partner and stuff, I'll be probably just traveling, getting more exposure, new experiences, having conversations with people. Like my work-wise, I'll have a podcast to have meaningful conversations with people, learn from people, have guests on, have a team, a crew that follow me around, just enjoying life also while working. And as I'm moving, also learning what is the culture here, then thinking how can this serve my tribe and my kids. Yeah. So I guess I don't have like a full concrete that I'm gonna live in a villa or I'm gonna live in a penthouse. Anything I think a lot of all these options are
Specifics.
good in their own way. Yeah, sea view, high-rise building is cool, but you have to live in the city or wherever, or you can be living in a villa with like touch grass, walk out barefoot on the sand beside the beach. Anything can be good.
But
in
it will
some
always
way.
get sort of old.
Yeah, so be open to be able to move around, having the freedom to location freedom. And to do that, do I need to own properties, or do I not, or should I own a property? There's a question in
Nomad,
itself.
that sort of thing.
Yeah,
But all those specifics are irrelevant in a sense. You have the large picture, you can figure it out then.
Let that version of me figure it out lah. But for now, I know that Singapore is a good place to have like my residency in, have my passport, my home base, get a house here. How my parents retire also. Like in 10 years' time, my parents will be doing whatever they want, traveling around. I will still not allow lah, but I will want my father to be still working at something, a project. Like if
Centenarians, people who live super long, they always have hobbies or
the
work.
ikigai lah.
Ikigai.
You don't want to just give them money. My mom probably will spoil a little bit more, but also not in that way lah. I'm not gonna like just give money and not spend time. I still want a bit of guilt, like, oh, I only give her this much, so I have to spend a bit more time.
It's like,
Yeah, but family, I think relationships, interpersonal relationships with my relatives as well. Try to bring everyone up lah. In 10 years' time, everyone will be better, a lot better.
setting good goals is not just about you. It's improving the lives of everyone else around you.
So that 10 years vision is, you didn't ask for this, but it's the why of what I do now. Like bringing everyone up and having the life that you can be proud of lah. It's not going to be easy. Every day still have challenges. I'm not expecting 10 years to be sipping pina coladas at the side of the beach. Laptop lifestyle, you know. Nah. There'll still be challenges like setting up conversations, people like maybe guests. I'm not trying to like attract the bad things that might happen, but I'm okay with having
those
bad stuff happen.
That set of problems instead of
opportunities to grow.
The problems of not living or even trying. Do you believe that you will be able to do everything?
I think there's no other way.
Other way.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. Like, it's not whether I believe or not. Even if I don't believe, it will still happen. Because it's already there. Like it's aligned already. I don't believe in this current moment, but I will find a way to get there.
You have sort of formed this first creation in your head. You've envisioned this future. Then it's like, what else is there other than to sort of strive towards?
Maybe it's a bit further, 15 years. That's a worst case scenario. But it will still be there.
And it's just enjoying the process.
Because we know what is on the other world, like lack of freedom, lack of autonomy, doing shit you don't like every day.
The anti-vision.
Spending 9 hours because you have to commute and stuff every single day, doing something you hate.
People
just for money.
People you don't like, not having time to spend with your people you love.
Even you have the time on the weekends or whatever,
and
you don't have the energy, you blackface, you have negative energy, you treat your kid you don't give them the presents they deserve. Maybe you don't even have the capacity to have kids. They start coping. Then you start becoming bitter. They become a Grab driver that always tell people, fuck the government. And
is that your anti-vision?
Yeah, my anti-vision is like the anti-role models are a lot of Grab drivers actually. Like they just complain and instead of utilizing what they have left to make the world at least maybe not their dream, but something still meaningful, they just complain and blame whoever that is easiest to blame for the fact that they got to a place that they didn't want to get to. Because like the world is unfair.
Not taking responsibility.
Yeah.
Just instead of striving outwards, just blaming it on everyone. Yapping on a. But
the worst one is blaming the sky.
Oh,
in
the
Chinese,
sky.
The blaming God. Why are you so unfair to me? Why am I so unlucky? Why am I born short? Why am I born without an eye? I don't know what people blame.
SpongeBob pirate.
Yeah, so that is my anti-role model, anti-vision. And that's the opposite of me striving towards the life that I envision. So inspirational.
Okay, to wrap this all up, in the beginning, I asked you why you live. So your reason for being. Now I'm going to ask you for your reason for becoming. Beyond everything you've said earlier about your vision, why are you going to do the things you're going to do? What's your message? What is your life going to be? Thinking about your life as an art form, what is your message you're going to put out to the world? When someone looks at you, looks at your life, maybe digitally documented?
I think first off, I would like to reiterate my golden rule that I don't think I say it much, but my golden rule is always, no matter what happens in life, no matter how bad a situation gets, there's always a good thing that comes out of it, like a silver lining or a growing opportunity or whatever. I can always turn it into something good. So no matter how bad of a card, like how bad of a set of cards you are dealt with, always try to use it and make your life fulfilling in your own way. Define what you want. So knowing what you want, then try to get there without being constrained by whatever is put in front of you. Having agency. So knowing what you want and having agency. And I want to be a living example of that. Like me, I can attribute a lot to luck, but after knowing all this, you have the agency to try to get there. I want to be the testament that possible to go from somebody that almost become upskirt sex offender to somebody that nurtures everyone around him, because that is what he wants. You want to be the main character, the avatar Aang that he looks up to, the one that has strong work ethic that he respects, or the Goku anime characters, superheroes with good moral ethics, doing the right thing even though it's difficult to. All this.
You want to go on the hero's journey, where it's not about the cards you were dealt. It's not about what you have. It's
And
about what you do.
every hero got their own journey. Not every hero you see, although they have commonalities, but they don't have the same exact vision. Could be just a neighborhood New York City Spider-Man, or it could be like saving the whole universe, like Captain Marvel, all this, or even across time, multiverse, or nerd speak. But yeah, I guess just trying to live out what I think is right and what I think will fulfill me. Yeah,
that's a life well lived. And I think that's a good place to end this.
Self-exit?
Oh,
wait, what?
We are not self-exiting, we have each other here today.
But I would like to thank you for all these questions.
No problem.
Made it easy for me to answer also. The questions are well thought out.
Structured them on the yesterday night and this morning.
Yeah. Thank you for this conversation.
No problem. Handshake. Bye.
Okay. Check my website. www. Forgot W. Just under W. Can't find me. You spell W. Can't find me.